We did it! Whew, what a journey. We've made 12 different types of cookies from the Betty Crocker archives, representing kind of the best cookies of the 20th century. I've been so interested in doing this project basically ever since I started the channel. As I mentioned, the cookie book is really close to heart for me. I've cooked from it with my parents and my grandparents since I was a little girl, and I've just always loved the recipes in here, and I thought that this little section at the back with the best cookies of the different decades was so interesting. It's really given us an opportunity to try cookies I don't think I would have normally tried, you know, things like Hermits or cinnamon jumbles. I wouldn't have just picked that recipe randomly. So to be able to try different recipes and kind of learn what life was like and what cookies were like across the 20th century and what was popular and why has been really interesting. I hope you found it interesting too. But there's one thing left to do. We must figure out which cookie is the best of the best. So I have all 12 cookies here. I'm gonna rank them from best to least best, and we'll make a final decision of which cookie is the absolute supreme cookie of all Betty Crocker cookies. So let's get started. All right, let me reintroduce you to all 12 cookies. Over here on this side, we have the oldest cookie to the newest cookie, starting of course with the best cookie of 1880 to 1890, the Hermit. Then we have the best cookie of 1890 to 1900, the Cinnamon Jumble. The best cookie of 1900 to 1910, the Oatmeal Drop. Then the best cookie from 1910 to 1920, Ginger Creams. From 1920 to 1930, Brownies. From 1930 to 1935, Molasses Crinkles. From 1935 to 1940, the Chocolate Chip Cookie. From 1940 to 1945, the Caramel Refrigerator Cookie. From 1945 to 1950, the Holiday Fruit Drops. From 1950 to 1955, the Salted Peanut Crisps. From 1955 to 1960, the Bonbon Cookies. And from 1960 to 1963, the French Lace Cookies. Okay, let's get down to business here. We've got some things to rearrange. First of all, I think there's some weird things that should go at the back. The French Lace Cookies are just really weird. They're not cookies, they're like a melted candy. They're like, what happened if you left a caramel in your car in the middle of the summer? I don't know if they deserve to be in the bottom, but I definitely think that Caramel Refrigerator Cookie, because it was so burnt and so dry and kind of basic in flavor, I'm sorry, it has to be at the bottom. So I'm gonna move this one to the bottom and scoot everything else over, including French Lace, which is now second to last. Now let's talk about the best. I obviously am a chocolate girl and I love brownies, but is a brownie a cookie? That's the question. And this is a good recipe. It's a great recipe for a brownie. It is the brownie recipe, the quintessential brownie recipe. If you're gonna make brownies and you didn't want to use Betty Crocker's box mix, just follow this recipe. It's exactly the same, and it tastes great. It works. I love chocolate stuff, so it's gonna go towards the front, but I don't know if I could give it number one just because it's not really a cookie, you know? Let's see here. There were two cookies I found completely delicious and interesting, and they are both kind of a fluffy nature. I love a fluffy cookie. Cookies that are too crunchy, too crumbly, too messy, no. I love a cakey cookie. And the Cinnamon Jumbles and the Ginger Creams both delivered on that front for me, so I think I'm gonna move Oatmeal down, and I'm gonna move Cinnamon Jumbles to the top, Ginger Creams to the top, Brownies in number 3, and then where do Hermits go? The Hermits were good and they were interesting. They were just kind of like a kitchen sink cookie. You just threw a bunch of stuff in there. And they're actually not that different than the Holiday Drops. So they are a bit more cakey than the Holiday Drops, which I like. Oh, and I forgot about the Salted Peanut Crisps. Oh, I love those. Okay. I think Hermits should move a little bit. The Salted Peanut Crisps were really delicious. The Salted Peanut Crisps were the perfect peanut cookie. The Molasses Crinkles were fun, but they were kind of giving like old-timey cookie. They're definitely giving Depression era 1930s cookie. So maybe I'll move them below the chocolate chips. I don't know, it's getting hard. It's getting hard over here. Where do the Hermits go? I think the Hermits go also below chocolate chips, but above Molasses Crinkle. The other thing I'll say, like I mentioned, the Holiday Fruit Drops and the Hermits are very similar. They're just like both cookies with a lot of stuff in them. I think the Holiday Drops are fun around the holidays. If you want to make them this time of year, I think that's a fun idea. But are they better than a molasses crinkle? I think I'm gonna keep those as is. Then we have bonbons. Now bonbons are kind of fussy. They were one of the more difficult ones to make because you had to make, well, I chose to make 2 different colors of dough. You could fill them with different things, which means there are endless possibilities, but because of that, it did make for a more complicated recipe as I was making different options. And at the end of the day, it was very dense and almost gummy and like candy-like. And if I wanted candy, I would eat candy, but I don't want candy, I want a cookie. So I think that's why they're kind of sitting towards the bottom for me. This is hard. Is oatmeal drop too high? It was just, if you like oatmeal cookies, it's a really good oatmeal cookie. I like that it's ranked higher than the chocolate chip cookie because this is a pretty, Betty Crocker, close your ears. This is a pretty basic chocolate chip cookie. Like, I know there are better recipes for chocolate chip cookie out there. They're kind of like very blonde looking. There's not a lot of like burnished color on it. I've made other chocolate chip cookie recipes that use brown butter, and I think that really helps. These just feel kind of blah. It's not the best chocolate chip cookie recipe. So that's why I put oatmeal above chocolate chip, because I'd rather have a great oatmeal cookie than like a mediocre chocolate chip cookie. Now, okay, let's go back to the top. I kind of want to switch brownie and salted peanut crisp because brownie isn't a cookie, and I really like the salted peanut crisps. Maybe I'll switch them. And then finally, I want to kind of reassess cinnamon jumble versus ginger cream. What do I think is the best one? Okay, here's what I'll say. The ginger cream is really great and it's really fun, and I think it's especially fun for the holidays when gingerbread is kind of top of mind. Would I want a ginger cream any time of year? I don't know, but I would take a cinnamon jumble any time of year. And I think that's important. So I think that's why cinnamon jumble is the best cookie of the century. That's right, cinnamon jumble wins the best cookie of the 20th century. Thank you, Betty Crocker, for helping us determine what the best cookie is. I mean, they're all great. There's no flops here, but the cinnamon jumble, perfect. It's a perfect cookie. In my eyes, it's a perfect cookie. And because we have a best, we also have a worst. And the worst is the caramel refrigerator cookie. It was the Great Depression. It was the war. It was a tough time. I understand. The girls were out working in the factories while the men were fighting for our country. But that doesn't mean you have to have a sad cookie, right? There has to be a better cookie from the wartime era than this. I know I burnt it a little bit, but even if it weren't burnt, it would still have been very, very basic tasting. And I don't know. I'm sorry, caramel refrigerator cookie. You're the worst cookie. You're not the worst, you're just the least best, okay? All right, there we have it. The best cookie of the 20th century is the cinnamon jumble, and the least best is the caramel refrigerator cookie. Thank you to Betty Crocker for helping me decide what the best cookie of the 20th century is. What a fun little idea to have at the back of the cookie book. It's been so much fun making all these cookies, sharing them with you. Please let me know if you decide to make any of these cookies yourself, if any of these are your favorite cookie. If not, what is your favorite cookie? Let me know that down in the comments below too. I'd love to give that one a try. I hope you all have an amazing holiday season and a happy new year. And until next time, happy homemaking.